So listen, there's this misconception that money can cure poverty or hunger, but that is the furthest thing from the truth. Everybody thinks if you give this person $450,000, they will never be poor again. If you pay people back money, if you go out there and help everybody get $1 million, they will live a better life. If you give them UBI income, they're going to live a better life. That is not true, and here's why. Recently, the executive director of the UN World Food Program tweeted out saying 2% of Elon Musk's net worth, which is around $6 billion because he was worth $300 billion at the time, can help solve world hunger. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, he's so rich. Why doesn't he take 2% of his money and $6 billion and make that happen? Well, from that moment, some interesting things happened because Elon Musk responded and he said the following thing. He said, look, if you can prove to me, okay, that $6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it. But it must be open source accounting so the public sees precisely how the money is being spent. Then, while this whole conversation is taking place, another person gets involved. A man named Dr. Eli David says 2% of Elon Musk is $6 billion. In 2020, UN World Food Program, which is WFP, raised $8.4 billion. How come it didn't solve world hunger? So eventually this executive director from UN responds and says, well, I wasn't really talking about world hunger. We were really talking about geopolitics. So now they're spinning and changing again because they know if you give $6 billion open source accounting, there's no way you can do with $6 billion. It's always these methodical ideas that, oh my gosh, if we give money to the poor, everything's going to get fine. Here's the problem I got with politicians and people who are in leadership positions. Why are you trying to solve problems from the outside? Like, you know, when somebody is out of shape and you need to lose 50 pounds, there's two options you got. You can go get your stomach stapled for $10,000. So your stomach gets smaller and you don't want to eat that much, right? But you still are not going to exercise. You're still not healthy. You still didn't solve the problem. You may lose 50 pounds. You're still not healthier because you're not exercising. The right way to get in shape is to actually have to do the work. I was at the gym this morning. For an hour, I'm training with my guy. I'm not going to lie to you. For an hour, in my mind, you know how you play games and your mind plays tricks on you? For 1 hour, I've hit this guy in the face. I've thrown him against the mirror. I've slapped him across the face. I've thrown my water bottle at him. I'm so angry at this guy because for an hour, he's kicking my ass. I'm sweating. I'm almost in tears like a little baby. But at the end of it, I get in the car. And I can't breathe, like literally I can't breathe. I'm drinking all this other stuff. 30 minutes later, I'm like, I had such a great workout this morning. You think I felt like working out with this guy? Hell no. So solution, let's just pay this guy a little bit of money. It's going to solve it. No, it's not. You have to work internally. So politicians, leaders, people at the top, I'm always confused. When is the last time you heard a senator, a congressman, a mayor, a president talk about teaching people the basics about how money works? When? Tell me whose campaign was ever about the next 4 years, we're going to make Americans be better savers by teaching them about how money works, by teaching them about making better investments, by recreating your identity, by getting you to read the right books. Internal. This money game is not hard, by the way. You're talking to a guy here who went from being a kid of a father who was a cashier at a 99-cent store in Inglewood and mother who was on welfare that ran out of money and went back to Iran, and I joined the army because it was my only way out. We had no clue how money worked. My parents never owned a stock, ever. We've never owned a 401k. We've never owned a life insurance policy. When I told my dad I sold life insurance, when I told my mom I sold life insurance, you know what their response was? Here's what their response was. I said, I sell life insurance. What is that? I said, so you pay $100, and God forbid if you die, your family gets $300,000. He says, you believe that bullshit? He says, you know that's, I said, no, that's life insurance. So you think someone's going to give your family $500,000 or $300,000 and you only pay them $100? I say, yeah, because most people live longer. So it's a mathematical formula. You're crazy. My parents knew nothing about insurance, annuities, 401k, stocks, bonds. I knew nothing about this stuff. I've never lived in houses. It was an apartment complex. But I learned early on, if I work from here on how money works with my identity, then money will show up. So no, money is not going to cure poverty. No, money's not going to cure world hunger. Different way of thinking, supported by people that are willing to contribute their time and resources, can. But if you just give money without recreating someone's mindset, without recreating the way somebody thinks, that poverty is not going away. They're going to stay poor, and they're just going to rely more and more and more on you. And the more free money you give them, matter of fact, it gets even worse over time, the more free money you give to people. So, you know, if you're listening to this, and this kind of got you thinking, maybe ask the local people that you work with in politics. Ask your local congressman, your local mayor, your local senator. Ask your governor. Ask the president. When's the last time we taught people about how money works? Why not? Why don't we have somebody campaign around educating that community about how money works? Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think I am. If you agree with me, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the hell out of this video so we can get people asking the right questions from our politicians.